It's a brand that inspires incredible loyalty and intense anger. A company that celebrates its quality and is sued for catastrophic failures. How can that be both at the same time? How can they both be true? Today, we're opening the books on one of the most controversial brands in the RV industry, Grand Design. And what we found is a story you need to hear. If you're new to our channel, I'm John.
And I am Rhonda. And this is our new front porch RV balance sheet.
We're here to help you get on the road smarter. A while back, we made a video where we rated Grand Design as one of the top manufacturers based on viewers' feedback for their travel trailers. And wow, the comment section exploded. And we get it, because on one hand, you have owners who absolutely love their rigs. But on the other side, there's a storm of controversy, including a massive class action lawsuit for their fifth wheels and a formal investigation by the federal government.
The attacks weren't just emotional. They were rooted in real, painful experiences people were having. So we knew we had to go deeper. This isn't about opinions anymore. This is about getting to the verifiable truth. Why is this brand so polarizing? And are the problems limited to just their fifth wheels? And have they actually made things better since the chaos of post-pandemic production boom?
By the end of this video, we're going to lay out all the evidence, the lawsuits, the federal recalls, the company official responses, and the owner experiences, both good and bad. We're going to give you complete balance sheet so you can make your own informed decision on this RV.
To understand the controversy, you first have to understand the promise. Grand Design didn't just build RVs, they built a powerful brand identity. Since they started in 2012, their message has been consistent: superior quality, first-class service, and an ownership experience like no other. They talk about their 300-point pre-delivery inspection, advanced lamination techniques, and superior insulation. They created a community, a family of owners who felt they had bought into something special. And for a long time, for many people, the company delivered on that promise.
What makes this so painful for so many is because, well, one group of owners are living their dream, another group felt they're living their nightmare. And the epicenter of that nightmare is a single biggest issue threatening the company's reputation: frame flex.
This isn't just a few people complaining on the internet. This is a massive legal battle. A national law firm, Weitz Luxenberg, has filed a class action lawsuit against Grand Design and its parent company, Winnebago. The lawsuit alleges that specific 2020 to 2023 fifth wheel models, the Reflection, Influence, Solitude, and Momentum, were sold with a critical latent defect. It claims the frames were not strong enough for the weight of the RVs built on top of them.
As a formal service tech, let me tell you what this means in the real world. We're not talking about a loose piece of trim. The lawsuit documents symptoms of catastrophic failure: walls separating, floors sagging, cracked wells, and the most terrifying one, slide outs opening while the RV is barreling down the highway. The lawsuit calls it a catastrophe waiting to happen.
But the allegations go even deeper. The suit claims the company knew about the defect and, instead of issuing a recall, initiated a cover-up. It alleges they used non-disclosure agreements, or NDAs, to silence owners in exchange for repairs or buybacks, and actively deleted negative online reviews to keep a new buyer in the dark.
So, what does Grand Design have to say about this? Well, on their official website, they state that frame flex is normal movement of a chassis. to absorb shock and stress, comparing to an engineering bridge. They acknowledge that a small number of larger fifth wheels may have experienced excessive frame flex, but their overall message is that this is a normal design feature.
Their parent company, Winnebago, took that defense to the financial world. During a June 2024 earnings call with Wall Street investors, the CEO, Michael Happ, addressed the controversy head-on. He called it misinformation that has been disseminated on social media. To reassure investors, he made a very specific, very bold claim. He stated that the issue affected, quote, less than 1% of all Grand Design fifth wheels built in the entire history of the company. And that was the financial impact was nominal.
You think that would be the end of it? Company denies it, calls it a social media rumor. But that statement, that less than 1% of the claim, kicked off a whole new firestorm.
It triggered a second class action lawsuit, this time for securities fraud. This lawsuit wasn't filed by RV owners, but by investors. It alleges the CEO's statements were materially false and or misleading. The investors' lawsuit claims that by downplaying the problem, the company artificially inflated its stock price. It leans heavily on an investigative report from a firm called Hunterbrook Media, which alleged the frame failure was widespread and that Winnebago was not setting aside enough money to cover future warranty claims, making the company look more profitable than it actually was.
So now you have two battles being fought on two different fronts. One with their customers and another with their own shareholders. This is where the story turns. It's no longer just an owner stories versus a corporate statement. The federal government is now officially involved. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has launched a formal investigation.
And this is a big deal. An official NHTSA investigation is the final step before they can force a company to issue a mandatory recall. The investigation covers nearly 56,000 Grand Design Momentum and Solitude fifth wheels from model years 2017 to 2023.
And their preliminary findings are chilling. According to the National Highway Safety Administration own documents, they've received numerous complaints, including 22 cases where doors opened while the RV was moving, with some incidents resulting in objects being thrown onto the highway. There also recorded at least one injury. The entire point of this investigation is to determine if these RVs pose an unreasonable risk to the motor vehicle safety.
This brings us to one of the key questions we wanted to answer. Is this just a fifth wheel problem? Are the travel trailers, the ones so many of you told us you loved, immune from these quality issues?
So we dug into the official National Highway Safety Administration recall database for Grand Design models from 2022 to the present. And what we found was a pattern. It's not just frames. In December of 2024, there was a massive recall for over 30,000 units across almost all their brands. Imagine Reflection, Momentum, Solitude, and Transcend for cracked LP gas fittings that could cause gas leaks, increasing the risk of fire or explosion.
There have been recalls for improperly torqued axle U-bolts that could lead to axle failure, incorrect safety chains on toy haulers, awnings that could detach and drop unexpectedly, improperly grounded power inlets, increasing the risk of electric shock.
But now, to be fair, every manufacturer has recalls. But the volume and severity of these recalls during this specific time period seems to support the allegations made by these security lawsuits that during the post-pandemic rush to build as many RVs as possible, quality control suffered. And legal documents and recall numbers tell one part of the story, but the human cost is what really hits home. We spent days reading through hundreds of owner complaints and forum posts, and two distinct themes emerged. First, you have a catastrophic failure. We read one story from an owner whose entire roof membrane peeled off on the highway because they discovered there was zero adhesive holding it down. Another owner found the entire rear wall of their fifth wheel wasn't even attached to the floor. These aren't just defects, they are terrifying safety failures.
The second theme is what some call death by 1,000 cuts. Owners of brand new premium price RVs reporting an endless list of problems: warped paneling, trim falling off, non-stop water leaks, and major appliances failing one after another. One owner of a 2022 model said their unit could have been built by a bunch of monkeys in blindfolds after the furnace, water heater, AC, toilet valve, and tongue jack all broke.
But here's the other side of the coin, and this is crucial to understand the controversy. For every horror story, you find someone who says their Grand Design is the best trailer they've ever owned. People who have traveled tens of thousands of miles with no major issues. They praise the innovation floor plans, the thoughtful designs, and the smooth towing experience.
And this right here is the core of the conflict. It's what we call the expectation gap. Grand Design markets itself as a premium, high-quality brand and charges a premium price. When you pay that price and you get a flawless unit, you become a loyal fan for life. But when you pay that same premium price and you get a unit with a sloppy caulking, sawdust in the cabinets, and a list of broken parts, the feeling of betrayal is immense. The brand's own marketing sets a standard that its manufacturing, at least for a significant period, has struggled to consistently meet.
That feeling of betrayal gets 1,000 times worse when you try to get help. Grand Design promised first-class service, but for many, the warranty process itself is broken. The class action lawsuit calls the warranty close to worthless, and owner stories back this up. The biggest single point of failure, the dealer network. We read countless of stories of owners being told by a local dealer, "We won't do your warranty work because you didn't buy it from us." We have found complaints where a Grand Design customer service rep confirmed to the owner that yes, dealers are allowed to do that.
Think about that. For a product designed to travel, your warranty might only be good at the one place you bought it, which could be thousands of miles away. This leads to what owners describe as a circular blame game. The dealer blames the component maker blames Grand Design, and Grand Design tells you to go back to your dealer. All while your brand new RV sits for months unusable as you continue to make payments on it. So faced with lawsuits, a federal investigation, and a customer revolt, has the company changed? There are signs they're trying.
The most significant move came in July of 2024 when they announced a new industry-first 1-3-5-year transferable warranty program. This includes a 5-year frame warranty, and crucially, they made it transferable to subsequent owners and retroactive to the 2020 model year.
From a business perspective, this was a smart, multifaceted move. Publicly, it shows a commitment to customers. Legally, it could be seen as an attempt to show goodwill in the face of a lawsuit. And financially, making it transferable helps protect the resale value of their RVs, which was taking a major hit.
They also rolled out a new feature on their 2025 models, like an anti-lock braking system for towables and a standard solar packages, in an effort to re-emphasize innovation and quality.
But the fundamental question remains, are these genuine improvements born from a desire to do better Or are they calculated response to immense legal and public pressure? Only time and the experiences of new owners will tell.
So after all this, the lawsuits, the recalls, the owner stories, why is there such a big difference in opinions on the Grand Design? It's not because people just want to hate it. It's because the company, for a time, was telling two different stories.
Their marketing told a story of premium quality and customer-first service. But the reality on the factory floor, especially during the post-COVID boom, seems to have told a story of rushed production and inconsistent quality control. The result is a game of RV roulette. Some owners get the premium product they paid for and become brand evangelists. Others get a lemon and feel completely betrayed.
And when those betrayed customers cried foul, the company response wasn't, how can we make it right? But a defensive move was made by them. Their public statement focused on discrediting complaints as misinformation and minimized the problem to investors. That corporate response, more than the defects itself, is what created this deep emotional divide. It poured gasoline on an already fire.
The new warranty is a step in the right direction, but rebuilding trust is about more than policy changes. It's about transparency. It's about owning the mistakes and demonstrating through action that the promise of quality is once again the number one priority.
For now, the balance sheet on Grand Design shows a company at crossroads. They have a loyal customer base and a history of innovative design on one side, but on the other, they have a massive liability, 2 class action lawsuits, a federal safety investigation, and damaged reputation that will take years to repair. Okay, now we need to talk directly to a specific group of people. We need to talk to the Grand Design owners who are watching this, maybe getting angry, thinking, this isn't my experience at all. I love my camper, and their customer service has been great. We hear you, and we are genuinely happy for you. Truly, there's nothing better than getting a rig that works and a company that supports you.
But as your research partners, our job is to present the entire balance sheet, not just the parts that feel good. The question isn't whether good Grand Design RVs exist. Of course they do. The question is about systematic risk and corporate character, and their verifiable data paints a very troubling picture. Let's start with the Better Business Bureau. Grand Design is not an accredited business. Out of 66 customer reviews, their average rating is a stunningly low 1.27 out of 5 stars. Over the last 3 years, 72 formal complaints have been filed, and 90% of them, 65 complaints, were for service and repair issues. This isn't just a few disgruntled owners. It's a clear, documented pattern of dissatisfaction with the product and the support.
And think about the nature of that support. We found complaints after complaints detailing the circular blame game, where the owner is stuck between the dealer, Grand Design, and the component manufacturer. We found documents, proof that Grand Design owned customer service admitting that dealers can and do refuse to perform warranty work if they didn't buy the RV from them. So, while your personal dealer may have been fantastic, the system itself is set up in a way that can leave a traveler owner completely stranded.
But this is the most important part. It's about character. The lawsuits allege, and the investigator report support, that the company's response to a known dangerous defect was not a recall, but a cover-up. They allegedly used NDAs and buybacks to silence customers and censor online discussions. Then the CEO went on a call with Wall Street and dismissed the entire crisis as misinformation, from social media, claiming it affected less than 1% of its rigs. But this is the most important part. It's about character. The lawsuits allege, and the investigator report support, that the company's response to a known dangerous defect was not a recall, but a cover-up. They allegedly used NDAs and buybacks to silence customers and censor online discussions. Then the CEO went on a call with Wall Street and dismissed the entire crisis as misinformation from social media, claiming it affected less than 1% of its rigs.
So the question we have to ask is this. Even if your RV is perfect, does your own experience negate the document negative experience of so many others? Does it excuse a corporate strategy that is allegedly have prioritized brand image and profits over the safety of its customers on the road?
Being a happy customer doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you were fortunate. But the data suggests that this good fortune is not guaranteed. The balance sheet shows a company facing serious, verifiable allegations about its products and, more importantly, its integrity. And that is a risk that every potential buyer and every current owner needs to weigh for themselves.
This is a tough topic, and we know it brings up strong emotion. That's why your voice is more important than ever. We want to hear from everyone in the comments below. For both happy and unhappy owners, how do you reconcile your personal experience with the lawsuits and the federal investigations? For the loyal owners, do these allegations change how you view the company? And for those who have had problems, what was your service experience really like?
Let's have a real, honest conversation in the comments. Your stories create the real balance sheet. And as we always do, we've posted a full list of our research sources with links over on our Facebook page, so you can see the data for yourself. We believe in being an open book for those seeking the truth.
And as always, adventure is calling.
And we must go.
If you found this video helpful, please like so we know to make more just like it, and don't forget to subscribe.